Hey, what's good, folks? What's good? It's your boy, man, Chandre. I was just stopping in, the boxing know-it-all. And I do. At least I think I do anyway. But everybody mess up, but I doubt I'm messing up with this right here. I'm here to talk about the Adrian Broner versus DeMarco fight that's coming up. I guess you can call this a prediction video in a sense, but I know it's kind of extremely early to be doing prediction video for that motherfucker, but I guess everybody already know what's going to happen in the first place. But one of my biggest things I wanted to really just touch on, other than even just halfway talking about the fight scene, is that, like I said, we all know the outcome of that fight. Everybody's already saying that DeMarco will be his sternest test, right, and things of that nature. And everybody's saying that he hadn't fought anybody. I'm listening to so many people always say, well, this person hasn't fought anybody. They don't deserve a shot at this person. This person hasn't fought anybody. In order for you to become mainstream, you have to fight the individuals that are so-called ranked with these fucked up rating systems, right? So you can't blame an up-and-coming individual who actually is a great boxer, who actually has beat a lot of top-notch people, because believe it or not, just because you're not in the top 10 doesn't mean that you're not a good boxer. See, and it only means that casual fans don't know you. That's what that is. And so I listen to a lot of casual fans talk about Adrian Broner in a negative manner, right? Matters the guy's antics, matters the guy's, his charismatic way. Me personally, I don't hate him for that. That's that guy's character, that's who he is. He's not trying to fit into this shell that society says you should be, like Pacquiao's doing. The guy wants to be himself. Let the guy be himself. I mean, people hate on people for the stupidest reasons. But everyone's talking about how Ponce de Leon beat Adrian Broner. I didn't see that when I watched the fight. I didn't see this beating that they're talking about, that he beat Adrian Broner, that he was robbed. I didn't see that. So what I did was, as opposed to me just saying, because it's not much to say that I feel he's going to beat Broner's going to beat DeMarco. I don't even need a long, drawn-out explanation, to go into that. But I just feel like, granted, DeMarco's a good boxer. He's a good guy. I'm not taking anything from him. However, I just have absolutely no thoughts whatsoever that he's going to beat Adrian Broner. Because Adrian does all the playing and talking he does, going to the ring, coming from the ring, just out and about. That's natural, man. He's a person. But when he's inside the ring, see, this is where my difference comes in from other people. See, a lot of people, casual fans, dislike a person outside the ring, so therefore they dislike him inside the ring. But you cannot disrespect skill. Skill is just beyond reckoning. You can't talk about skill. If a person gets in the ring and they're like top-notch individuals in the ring, it doesn't matter what they did outside the ring. These people are top-notch, and their ability speaks for itself, and that's what you should compliment, their ability, not your disdain for what they're doing outside of the ring. So I went back the other day, and I watched the fight again. Right now, I pride myself on being able to score fights, being real good at scoring fights, as a matter of fact. And I said, I'm going to go back and see what it is that everyone's always talking about, that Ponce de Leon beat Adrian Broner. I'm like, let me go back and check this out, because I didn't see that in the fight. So I go back, and I pick the fight up, check it out, and it was just crazy for me, because it was for the WBO Junior Lightweight Intercontinental belt, and they had, let's just start off like this, because here's my scorecard. Let me see if you can see that, if I can get this thing up here. Here's my scorecard, right? Over here on this side. Not this scribble here, but on this side. Where this motherfucker at? Anyway, yeah, over where my hand is. All of this stuff is my scorecard. And I take notes as I go down the line. Now, and as usual, I always put Letterman's scorecard on the side of my scorecard to show the difference in the way he scores bouts and the way I score bouts. And me personally, I feel like the way I score bouts is the correct motherfucking way to score bouts. The first two rounds were a shutout. I'm sorry. There's nowhere in the world you could give Ponce de Leon either of those 2 rounds, right? So I have both of those rounds scored 10-9, both for Broner. While on the other end of the stick, Harold Letterman has it 2-0 for Ponce de Leon. He likes the idea of anyone coming forward. Matters if they're not effective whatsoever. They can, as long as they throw punches here and there and they come forward, Letterman will give them a round. They have done no damage. I sat and watched De Leon's punches get blocked and blocked and blocked, and yet and still Letterman gave him the round. And I thought that was just absolutely stupid. His punches would be blocked and evaded, although he threw him in volume, and Broner may slide an uppercut in there, catch him on the chin, give him 2 or 3 punches, then block 4 or 5 of his punches, then just hit him 1 time. Regardless of what, if you threw 12 punches and your 12 punches were blocked, and I only threw 3, and my 3 got through, I'm still beating you in my eyes, but not in Harold Letterman's eyes. Now, in the 3rd round, I don't know why, but in the 3rd round, it's like Broner kind of eased off of everything, and he kind of just stayed on a defensive posture, like he was trying to figure out something different from Ponce de Leon, because I think he had got hit with a shot. It wasn't anything major, but I think it surprised him because he was like, oh, whoa, wait a minute, I'm messing up here. But he wound up losing the round because he actually had no type of aggression in that particular round. When I say aggression, I don't just, no, let me say offense as opposed to aggression. He displayed no real offense in that particular round. In that particular round, also, Ponce de Leon's trainer in the corner, his trainer told him, hey, he's evading us too well. Step on his foot and then hit him with the left hook. Step on his foot, then hit him. This is coming from a trainer telling a guy to commit a foul, because he sees that his guy's being outboxed and he can't catch up with the guy. So he's like, let's knock him down on the technicality. Step on his foot and then hit him and he'll fall. This is what his trainer said in the corner, telling him to break the rule. And that's crazy. But I gave the 3rd round to Ponce de Leon, right? And as we go on down in the 4th, 5th, and 6th round, I gave all of those rounds to Broner. It was an absolute shutout. He landed the hardest shots. He hurt Ponce de Leon 2 or 3 times, and it's like he had a radar. He could not miss. He had a laser beam on the dude, and everything Broner threw connected, be it a body shot or be it to the head. There was no way Ray Charles wouldn't have given Ponce de Leon those rounds. I mean, at all. I don't even see how it was happening. In those particular rounds, Harold Letterman scored it 3-2. In the 5th, 6th, and 7th round, he scored it 3-2 for Ponce de Leon. I'm like, I don't know. I don't understand. Well, not 3-2. What am I talking about? He gave Ponce de Leon 2 out of the 3 rounds, right? And he started complaining about, and his reasoning for doing so was him saying that Broner is not a fan-friendly fighter. He doesn't impress me because he doesn't engage. He does not brawl, and that's what the fan wants to see. And it was a pro Ponce de Leon crowd. He's in Ponce de Leon's hometown, so it was a pro Ponce de Leon crowd. So every time, just like with Pacquiao, like every time he hits somebody, it's a pro Pacquiao crowd, so they just go crazy, even if it's just a jab. And that's what was happening with the Timothy Bradley fight when Pacquiao fought him. Every punch he landed, even if it was just a jab, they went crazy like it did something. And you land 7 punches on him, and you hear nothing from anyone, even the commentators, because the commentators are also biased. And that's what was going on with this Ponce de Leon fight. The crowd will go crazy, and people who don't know how to score fights would actually think that that particular individual is winning. And Harold Letterman, goes off of the fact that Broner's not fan friendly as far as in no brawling. He doesn't do the brawling thing. So therefore he didn't like it. So he was giving the rounds to the hometown favorite. And I thought that was kind of crazy. And in the midst of him saying that, after Max Kellerman asked him that, then he turned around, because Roy Jones was there also commentating, and he asked Roy Jones, what did he think about Harold Letterman's assessment? Jones, being a professional boxer himself, what have you ever heard of Harold Letterman being a boxer? Jumped straight in and said, I totally disagree with Letterman. I totally disagree with him. He was like, if you can outbox a guy, why engage him and fight his fight and take a risk of getting caught with something? He's like, Broner is beating him easily. He's outpointing him easily. He's like, so do not engage. He said, I totally disagree with what Letterman has to say. And he was like, and I fought for years, and I've utilized the same tactics. If I know I can outbox a guy, why not outbox him as opposed to me engaging him and taking a risk of getting knocked out? And that's coming from a professional fighter. I mean, granted what he has going on now, but that's coming from a professional fighter. And he's telling the honest to God truth. That's what it's all about. Boxing is about hitting and not getting hit, not sitting there getting your head beat off. That's not what that is. So, with the crowd booing and getting mad and all that shit, they get mad because Broner moving around the ring, and I thought that was pathetic. And the last 4 rounds also went to Broner. I'm talking about hands down. Same thing Roy Jones said. He said, I don't see what Ponce de Leon expects to do because I'm seeing a shutout. Right? And that's exactly the way I had it. And I'm talking about, I'm looking at the punches thrown, the punches landed. I'm looking at the aggressiveness when needed. I'm looking at the volume punches when needed. I'm looking at the accuracy. I'm looking at the defense. I'm looking at the ring generalship. I'm looking at effective aggression as opposed to reckless aggression. And Letterman, he just likes aggression, period. So he doesn't care what to do. I don't know, man. So it was crazy. It was crazy. And so when it all boiled down, with the punch stats, you had Ponce de Leon, as expected, throwing more punches. He threw 592 punches. That's a lot of punches. Broner only threw 351 punches, right? However, Ponce de Leon's connect percentage was 21%. 21% out of 592 punches. While Broner's connect percentage was 36%. 36%. That's only a couple of stone throws away from 50%. And the man did his thing. And I scored the fight 99-91. And I'm sitting telling myself, I'm like, okay, man, maybe you just like boxers much better than brawlers, and so therefore you don't score brawlers as well. But I can't score what don't land. I can't score what's not an actual punch. So why would I give him any kind of other credit? Now, if he was landing those punches, yeah, like the punches that he landed in the 3rd round, I gave it to him. I mean, because I watched it and he outlanded Broner for that round. Broner like took the round off or some shit. And you had your referee. You had Dinkins. He scored the fight 96-94. Now, mind you, Letterman scored at 96-94 also. But he scored at 96-94 for Ponce de Leon, which was actually expected of him. And Kaiser Jr. scored at 96-94 also. Both of those 96-94s were for Broner, right? My thing was, I'm like, okay, well, maybe they saw the fight a lot closer than I did, or maybe they saw things different than I did, because I don't score the way they score. I don't score you swinging, whether you just hitting the arms and all that stuff. That's not points to me. I'm like, I got 99-91, right? And then I'm actually befuddled a little bit. Then come Tony Cribbs, great referee. I mean, not referee, judge. He came in with the score of 99-91, exactly like I had. in favor for Broner. And people are saying it was a close fight. It was nowhere near close. That's why you have a unanimous decision, not a split decision. The crowd was just booing and hooping and hollering because they wanted Ponce de Leon to win because he's their town favorite. So once I saw that Tony Cruz had the same score that I scored, 99 to 91. Once I saw that, can you see that? Where's my motherfucking camera at? 99-91. That's there it is. So once I saw that, I was like, okay, I knew what the fuck I was talking about, right? That's a veteran judge, and we had the same score. Other people might have just given some rounds to Ponce de Leon, here and there, but nonetheless, it came out unanimous decision. So I think that a lot of the people that sit and they watch boxing and they just dislike the guy, then they automatically feel like their guy's supposed to win, and that's not how that goes. You got to score fights, you got to score real, and that's what I scored for Broner. So that Ponce de Leon fight was nowhere near close. You just have to respect the man's skills and just be done with it. Broner got mad skills, mad boxing skills, and I feel like he's going to school DeMarco. Even though DeMarco's a good guy, he's a very good boxer, as a matter of fact, not just good. He's very good. He's, to me, is a step up from Ponce de Leon, And I feel like he's going to get the same schooling. He's going to do well the first 2 or 3 rounds, but I think he's going to lose those too because Broner isn't the type to want to get behind on the scorecards. So I feel like he's going to dismount DeMarco, and I was thinking about a stoppage, but DeMarco is not really the get stopped type of guy. But I feel like Broner's going to come out with something to prove, and I feel like inside of 9 rounds, I was thinking 8 rounds really. Inside of 9-10 rounds, I think Broner's going to stop DeMarco. And then the talk is really going to start. And then they're going to still say, oh, well, he beat DeMarco. I bet he can't do that to Rios. And which Rio's going to get his ass whooped anyway in his next fight. He's just nothing. He's just somebody they're trying to build up. But I see Broner doing 1 or 2 fights at 135, and then I see him into the 140 gene pool, and the 140 is stacked. I don't even want to go into detail about anything else. Any other video would just be about that. I just wanted to leave this about Broner and DeMarco. But I gotta say this here too. I knew this a while back when it first broke, but I was waiting. I didn't want to say anything just then. I was going to hold out and hear from some other people on YouTube and see what they had to say about Orlando Cruz coming out and admitting that he's gay. Right? And people are saying, a couple of people, and this is just, I listen to their opinion, but this is my opinion. Excuse me. They're saying this is a great thing for boxing, and people coming out and it'll broaden the audience because more homosexuals will start watching and all this stuff there. That's all fine and dandy for some people to think. But my thing is, I think he's going to wind up not being able to get a lot of fights due to that. Due to the fact of him coming out and saying that he's a homosexual. A lot of people are not going to want to fight him anyway. And granted, Jorge already is locked in and he's just a couple of days away from the fight, which is October 19th. So I don't see him pulling out of the fight. But I see a lot of other individuals not wanting to fight him for the simple fact that if you get beat, they're going to say, oh, the gay dude beat you. And so, also, as far as in the advertisement of it, that's going to be a big thing out there. And I don't think a lot of individuals are going to want their name attached to the homosexuality thing, even in the advertisement for the fighters. So I think it's going to actually hurt him more so than help him. He may have a better, clearer mind about it, but I think it's going to hurt him more so in the long run in his boxing career. Me personally, I'm not a fan of the homosexual shit. Sorry. So that's just how I feel, Alright then. Peace.